Yeah, for some of us, we are very, very clear about the predicaments that confront the African masses, the African people today. We have no illusion that we have achieved the so-called independence. Since the 60s, the so-called independence we've had on the African continent is nothing but what you can classify as flag independence. To be independent implies that the entirety of the resources in your homeland are under your whims and caprices, but that's not the reality of today. The entirety of the resources we have across the African continent are under the whims and caprices of agents of the international finance capital and, their bosses in Europe, in London, and in all of these places. So really, there's no independence. There's, at best, it's a question of flag independence. So right now, we think that this society, the African society, is a classical example of what a neo-colonial society is. Ultimately, nothing has changed. Just the players, the footballers, the personalities have indeed changed, not the structures, not the institutions, not the systems, that beget, these elements that ensure the existence of these elements in the first instance. So the point that is being made is that for us to be able to achieve economic liberation or total liberation or total independence, there must necessarily be, a dismantling of those structures, of those institutions that were created intentionally by the colonizers to disrupt, to destroy, to truncate our existence as a people, because people are, really you cannot point to a system today, a political system, an economic system, or a sociocultural system existing today in Africa that clearly has nothing to do with the imprint of the colonizers. So what that really means that we haven't been decolonized. We haven't moved away from the unfortunate outcomes of colonialism. As a matter of fact, as Fela told us, we are really perambulating, and that is why all of these things going on, elections and other. And for some of us, we don't share any illusion in any Western, system or structure. But one thing is very, very important. All of these societies, the Americans did not get the British off their back by going to the, polling booth. The ballot system, has never been an instrument of liberation for any oppressed people. That's the reality. We want people to point to us, societies that have been liberated, societies that have gotten the imperialist forces off their backs using the ballot system. That has never happened. And that is not going to start, in Africa.